A lot of the things that we see in the news right now about the OQLF are really an attack on culture. If Bill 14 passes, are we going to stay here or are we going to move? Are we going to stay close to my family or leave? This bill does not give you any more rights. It takes away most of your rights. It is bringing a lot of very difficult questions to the table that really we should not have to. Office is actually a French term, just not written the way that the Office de la langue française has it. The term office only has one F. Really just making it almost ugly to speak another language is not going to help people want to learn yours. It's okay if it's Chinese. It's okay if it's in Hebrew. It's okay if it's in Arabic. But it's not okay if it's in English. My name is Marie-Ève Goulet. I am a French Quebecer. Born and raised. I guess you could say I'm pure laine. Je suis autant francophone that I am anglophone. What I find is that they are nitpicking about small little childish things that are not really that important to protect, if you want to, the French language in Quebec. My personal experience about Bill 101 mainly comes from my mother, who was a secretary back in the 1970s in Montreal. I understand the reason behind the law, which is to make sure that this province stays French. It's the application of that law that I think is wrong and misconstrued. This law is not only going to restrict the liberties of the Anglophones and the Allophones, but it's also going to restrict the liberties of the French Canadian. It's not giving any more liberties to the French Canadian. It's taking away so much to the French Canadian. Go on the Assembly website, read the laws, read the bylaws, read the amendment to the laws. Make sure you understand everything. And if you don't, there's nothing wrong with going to your deputy and asking clarification. You'll be surprised. Most of them don't even know about it. Bill 101 already makes it a little bit difficult for any companies that want to establish themselves that are not French. Bill 14 is just going to make it a lot more difficult for them to come and establish themselves, and a lot of existing companies they just don't want nothing to do with it, and they're just going to pack up their things and leave. This whole mess that we are in right now politically is already affecting my relationship to a point, whereas it is bringing us closer. It's also making us have to face difficult decisions, such as what are we going to do if this bill passes? If you're forcing people to learn French because any other option is illegal, well, that makes people not want to learn French. I mean, I'm perfectly bilingual. I was raised French, so I don't have to go through that process. I learned English because I realized, well, English is going to help me in business later on in life. The OQLF has termes privilégiés on their website, or acceptable terms or equivalents to an English or another language words. I think some of it is really completely stupid. If you want to protect the French language, then do it 100%. Hot dogs? Really? We have a word for hot dogs in French. It's called chien chaud. And the reason why they're not using it is because the business that didn't have business. They closed. The Bill 101 has cultural clause, which makes it okay for a culture to have their own writings on signs as well as French, which makes it so that when you step into Chinatown, it truly feels like you're in China. There's this cute little area around Côte Saint-Luc where a lot of the signs are in Hebrew, and that's fine too. It's a different culture. Why is it though that the OQLF picks on English? Prime Minister Pauline Marois, my message to you is to think a little bit about who voted for you and who didn't vote for you, and to make laws if you want to, if you feel the need to, that are not discriminating against 70% of the population of this beautiful province. I would like to thank I'm Not Insane, I'm Just a Limited Edition by Mohamed H.Amin for giving me a voice.